What's happening, racing fans? Welcome back to the channel, brought to you in association with betting.co.uk. I'm your host, Ginger Joe, and I'm back with another Ante Post selection for you to take a look at for the 2023 Cheltenham Festival. And if you've been watching my show, you will be aware that most of my Ante Post selections are now actually done, dusted, in the Ante Post book, locked in, ready to be reviewed in this Sunday's episode. However, I'm just going to call this Quickfire week. It's an opportunity for me to give you one selection per day, just a few selections that I fancy. Now we've got a better idea how the ground may be come 2 weeks' time here at Cheltenham. Now these are horses that may not necessarily fluctuate too much, but they've just come on my radar in the last few days, and I just thought I'd get them out there to my viewers. If you watched the episode yesterday, you will see that was a very ground-dependent choice, and that is quite similar in today's episode as well. I'm going to be taking a look at the Turners Novices Chase on Thursday. Another race where I absolutely love the favourite here, Mighty Potter. I actually put him up at Cheltenham when he fell, and I then put him up again at Punchestown at 20-1 when he managed to get the job done. And there's no argument that he's an absolute monster. But he is one that does need a little bit of soft ground. It's not totally dependent, but it's definitely something that will bring out his better attributes, as we've got soft in that description. And I think he's almost certainly to do better for a larger trip as well. This is only 2 mile 3, 2 mile 3.5, and without the rain, and there's been none so far, the ground isn't exactly starting to fall in his favour either. From a betting perspective though, I think I'm actually going to land here on Banbridge, currently at 5-1. He's a particularly good jumper, and he could actually be particularly well suited to Cheltenham. He looks like he quite enjoys a sharp track, and this is much more his trip than it would be for Mighty Potter. I think we're going to see much more of him as he steps up in trip. We've also got the likes of Appreciate It due to run here, I believe, at the moment. And again, he's a horse that we've never really got to the bottom of, and I don't think Willie has either. I think his heyday was actually back in the Supreme, and he's absolutely a horse I'm willing to take on. But there's no doubt in my mind that obviously Mighty Potter is going to be the one that turns out to be the best horse in the race. But if you take the likely conditions, the trip, track, and everything else into account, then Banbridge is absolutely the box ticker. And even though I know Mighty Potter, and we know Mighty Potter is the best horse in this race, Banbridge is going to be ridden a lot differently this time. I think he's going to be a lot more prominent in the field, and because of the way he jumps on this better ground, he's going to be really hard to catch. Mighty Potter is really going to have to use a little bit of toe to get himself back into this race, and with him being a bit more of an out-and-out stayer, and this better ground that seems to be likely at this point in time, I would actually prefer to have Banbridge in my book at 5-1. I have already got Mighty Potter small amounts covered here and there, but as we get nearer to the festival, the one I'm going to nail down at the moment towards my final selection based on ground alone would have to be Banbridge. Taking everything into account, I think this suits him much better than it does Mighty Potter. I totally understand the hype with Mighty Potter. He looks like a beast and probably going to be a horse that looks to go towards the Gold Cup next year, but I would have preferred to see him in the Brown Advisory myself. But he's here in the Turners because Jerry is in the Brown Advisory, and I think this just may be a little bit too short for him. I think this could be an ideal opportunity for Banbridge on the better ground to come back to Cheltenham and get his second Cheltenham Festival win in conditions which look likely to suit him a little bit more. So here's going to be my second quickfire selection of the week in the Turners at 5-1 on Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to be notified of my next episode. I will also be doing a full preview next week on my final selections of the Cheltenham Festival, really getting down to the nitty gritty, taking on those horses that are heart overhead, and really giving you my final selections, putting everything on the line to see how we get on. Don't forget, in the description below, there's a free £5 bet offer. You bet £5 with Ladbrokes, you'll get £20 in free bets using the exclusive link in the description below, courtesy of betting.co.uk. But that's all from me for now, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.